Welcome back to Timberborn and our Oasis brew, or BeaverBrook IV if you would like. Obviously this is the experimental branch like mentioned previously, so this, when they release it, it may be, like I said, the end of this year or maybe in the first 3 months of next year. Normally they do every sort of a major update every 6 months, so this could be a 6 month thing and it's only just come out. So like I said, I've got no mods or anything. It's just completely vanilla, and let's get into it. So, from last time, we got our forester going. We've got a little bit over here. Now, don't forget, in this experimental version, we've got these geos, which we are going to obviously add in. We would like this one as well. I know I haven't got any form of place to get up there, but I'm more worried about having things like food and things like that, which we're not doing too bad. Now, I don't think a drought will make any difference to this, but we'll have to get down there for the, and I think sort this bad water problem out. So we're going to have to encase this to do, because this needs to be at 80%, I think. Otherwise, it'll just, well, it'll kill everything. So we have not got a forester in yet. How much of them have we got? I'm not getting any more water. Obviously, at the moment, the problem being is getting the beavers to come. You know, we need obviously more. Now, I've got 3 growing, the 3 coming. I haven't enabled the... we're doing quite well in the sense of having 6, because we've got this speed bonus. As long as it's over 5, I'm doing quite well with the food and things like that. Obviously, the other ones will be what they'll be. But I still need this. I still need this forester in us. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to grow. I'm not going to be able to get any stuff in. Berries are off there. Berries are off there. I don't particularly want to. Let's go that down by 1 and see if we can get this forester in. This is the main thing that I want at the moment, getting this forester in. These are all paused. I could pause one of these, I suppose. I'm trying to get the forester in them. Just trying to work out. I've got the forester up high though, that's the thing, yes. Still, why is it not? There we go. He's in there now. And I'll enable 1 water. Enable 2 waters, I'm trying to... did that go back to 3? That should have been 2, that's why. Yeah, I need more beavers in my camp to start. I'm not worried about which side they're on, but I'm gonna get that in. I've got obviously the log system is moved. It's over here. Everything's sort of moved. I'm still not liking this thing here, but we'll deal with it as we can deal with it. Getting more beavers is such an important thing to get done. Otherwise, we'll lose them. And if we lose them, then we're on an absolute hard into nothing. We're okay. You know, we might last to the cycle, if you get what I mean. So this will grow, but it's so important to get. It's so important to get all this going. Now I've got the forester in. I want to sort of. Plant trees. I would do an oak, but the problem is at the moment is there's. I want another one here actually as well. That's what I was deciding in the last one. I'm going to share this. It's a bit unorthodox, but as people know, I tend to do things that's unorthodox. Pause that. I've got no logs at all, but that's not a problem because he can You see, you can only reach so far, you see, and I wanted to sort of have it to this half. So which of the half can he reach easier? Well, I'm still gonna have to plant them no matter what anyway, aren't I? So plant trees. I'll go for the pines. Say this is half of the. I can go to this line. It's not a lot, but it's something. You know, something's better than nothing. Are we still getting these? I'm still getting the logs. I mean, these are giving me 8, so that's not too bad. I've got 100 and something science points, which should allow me to do the platform to get up here to get this. But obviously, I'm going to need this enabled. I've got getting this enabled now. We don't have enough. I wish these would spring to life, sort of thing. Let's get it on a slightly faster. I could do in more places for food actually, for water. So what I'm going to do is plant crops. I'm going to clear this so they're not going to plant. They won't plant. Oh well, that's already done, so that's fine. Do a storage. In fact, what I can do is duplicate and oh yeah, because I've probably got duplicate there. Does it not do anything? Oh, there's probably something there. That's why. Yeah, I can't do it. You see what I mean? But because there's this here, it's in the way. Grow potatoes is fine. Carrots is fine. In fact, I'm full of potatoes actually, so I'll go back to. I'll grill these. I'll set this going, and then this will then work. Because he's got no. Well, he's got space of 66 in there, but it would be nice to get this out of the way. For obvious reasons. Now I can do that, like that. I should be able to copy this now. There we go. I'll pause it though. That's only at 45%, and that's only at 45%. Although I've got full of water though, that's the problem. I want to keep getting the water in. Obviously, we shouldn't have a massive drought anyway. It shouldn't be a big one, but I don't know whether this, like I said, this goes down or how it's going to work. Now, obviously, our foresters doing the foresty things. I still want this one. I've only got not that many logs. That's why I've obviously planted these here. $13 beavers. I should be fine. I've got 10 free beds. Oh, that might be a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. We don't go too far. That's coming in there. Let's this one here I'm gonna unplant, so because it's gonna be lined to get up here, so I'm gonna have to get some planks going. I'm also gonna have to enable this as well. That's gonna cost me 100 to do other stuff, things and stuff, as we say. That's not bad, 166 in the water. I think that'll be enough. Obviously, like I said, we're going to have to solve this problem. Is this coming back? See, these are not actual getting done. Right. I can do it by doing that, but that means I can't build anything. But I'm not planning on building anything yet anyway, because I don't have the stuff to build it. So we've got 2 in each here. That's fine. I know I've got a lot of this, but it's making sure that it's farming enough, because obviously there's 3 different crops here. I know there's still the berries, but they will go. I want to get up to this. I want them to actually get this going. If they're not gonna pick it up, because there's not enough farmers to pick it up. Eventually, I will be able to put more in, back to 3. But I'm just I also need space. Space is another problem, because I don't have the space for this, and I want this out of the way, which I probably could be using it up here. I wish you lot would just get these carrots. I don't think you're going to get them. So I'm going to do that. Oh, I don't think they can do it because there's no 6 plant. Well, I'm going to need 6 at least to get to this. Well, in fact, I'm going to need more than that, because I'm going to need 4 for that. That's 6, that's 10, that's 14. So I need 14 planks before I can turn this off. Some of them are doing quite well, actually. There we go, so I can actually... There's no point in me building these now. Well, I don't know whether there is. I don't know how this is going to work. I assume this is not going to send anything out. In other words, because of the drought, it's not going to replenish this. How many days have we got? I've only got 1 point something days, so that's fine. I'm going to enable these back again. Right, now the builders are going to take this, because they're just not, they're not picking up the... And I've got 13. And like I said, I needed the 14. Because I'm gonna need this. Yes. I'm gonna need this and this. So this needs all to be built. Build that one first. Then we'll build this. Well, they should build that one like that anyway. But they could build this one first and then block off the path. Then I'm going to set this for cutting. I know there's not that many, but it's also space. Because what I want to do is move these, because this is all agriculture. And what I might even do is pause this one, because... Right, how are we doing with beds? That's the thing. I lost one, so I've gone down to that again. I'll enable this as well, so we'll have, because that'll be good for them. We got to 8. If I can get to 17, that'll be good. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a stretch straight away. This, to be honest with you, actually, if you've seen some of the other players, 8 is actually quite hard for me to start. We could get some roof terraces on here. We'd have to build a form of thing to get up there, but it would be good to get that, and obviously that would be best for them. We're going to need to move this anyway. This is going to have to be moved to maybe up here, or maybe in here. Obviously, I've got 2 industrial places here. Still not too sure about how I'm going to get to that. Now, this must be something that I really need to get to. This won't work with water, because you're going to get no water. You're going to get no... you see here? This is new as well, where it tells you how much power that this is going to be generating, which is good. And there's nothing, because there's nothing to generate. Oh, they've still got this box. There's a box here. So I'm still alright with carrots. I'm still alright. So food is at 600. I really, really wish they'd start to get some more kiddies in. We are now. I'm keeping an eye on this. Oh, now I built all this up. This is good. I've got nobody in there. I'm going to pause this. They should then go into here. That's the plan anyway. Can I get both of them in there? Yes, I can. I've got... Ooh, I'm still actually generating planks here. Pause this. Don't really need these anymore. Enable this. What I'll do is I'll get the forester going. So I have a double forester. That allows me to have this section... I think I'm going to orc it. Up to this section here, I can do as much of the beat, but the orcs are really, really important to get going. For obvious reasons, because they're going to give you a lot of... And they take a long time. So I'm going to do this section first. Because he's got nothing to do. Because when this is built, then we'll have this one in. He can start... And they can start ripping some of this thing down right up to there. Demolish this up to there. Thank you. I got 100. I keep looking up here where the water is for the logs, because you get so used to looking up there, and then you realise you don't actually have them here. Yeah, logs is going up okay. As long as I can get this going. I've now got more beavers. This is fine. The beavers are coming in quite nicely. I don't think I can enable this one. No, I can't. No, I don't have enough yet. We've still got 3 vacancies and I can't fill them. But as long as I've got this going, and obviously I've only got 2 here, I want the 3. But I can't really do that until... I really need the water going as well. So I'm not building anything at the moment. Forester has started on here. This forester is not being filled yet. But I want to get that full. I might be able to force it to actually do it. If I can get this... Right, yeah, that's done now. The problem here is I've got nobody to take that out. So I'll enable these again. But I'm going to get some more... up to this point here. I can do it to here. Well, I can do it to all of these, and then when that actually comes out, I want to get the enabler. Now, you see, what I can do is when the forest has done all this, and the other, eventually, I can turn them off, because they're not really going to be doing anything. How many builders have I got? None. Because I've got this build. So it's all about managing everything in this really early on. I've got 14. How many beds have I got? 7 beds still. That's good. I really wish they'd do the business. Bad water source in 10 days. This is yeah. So this is new. So it's enabling these. It's not dormant anymore. I think this here is going to be something that we need to do, because it's going to come down here and do, you know, water, to get some sort of way around this. And but the trouble is which one do you use? These are all massively far away. Oh, there's a relic. So we got a relic. We can get some science points. That's 200. That's quite nice. So I'm going to have to get up here. I'm not quite sure of how to... where are they? You know, we've got one here as well. So that's a source of water. And it doesn't look as if it's doing anything. Well, no, it's actually... As we can see here, it's actually going to float into this one. So we'd have to turn this off, I think. They really made it dynamic quite substantially. 200 in logs. We're still not doing too bad. I'm running out of places for logs. I might put a storage here, actually. Because that way they're not having to walk back and forth. Yeah, I'll put it here. And we'll put that for logs. And then we'll get them to build that when they're ready. But they can't build it because there's no builders. Yeesh. I don't want to turn these off until he gets his thing in. How many has he done? He's almost done all that section of plant trees. Let's plant some more oaks. Up to this section here. I'm trying to stagger them as well. Well, I suppose there's not much of a stagger, but there's something. And that'll all get done. So this section's for pines. This section is going to be for oaks. Then I've got my food, because obviously this is all nice and green. I'm still going to have to sort this out. Right, let's get this back. Let's get this running, so I can actually build something. I'm going to get more water. Water's good. They're almost there. See, the cutters will obviously cut this down. That's why I've got them still there. But then there's not that much to cut at the moment, so I could disable them as well. Apart from this lot up here. And obviously we've still got this lot up here. There's still a good 100 logs there. I'm still waiting for them to... I don't know what they're actually building, because they don't seem to be building anything. Oh no, we're probably building that. Right, so now we've got the campfire up and running, but we got a little bit in the campfire. I've gone down to 6 again. Broken tooth. So I need actually somewhere to put the broken tooth. Does this come into well-being? Teeth grinder 3 long. Yeah, we'll put that there. I will get that built. That will reduce. That will get me back to another one of these. I think. Wet fur. That's going to be a bit of an issue because we haven't got anything that's got a wet fur. Is there anything else that I can do with well-being that'll yeah? Obviously, we want a shower in there as well. That's just the wet fur bonus. Contemplation is going to cost me 100, but again, most of this tree section is now almost down. They're going to build that one, although they can't really get this going at the moment. It's quite expensive then. I need some more science points, that's the problem, but I need some more beavers to actually be able to get science points. Born, grown up, yeah, so we are, it's slowly getting there. I should have done a copy and paste there, but it doesn't matter. Right, how much more of that can they plant? Plant trees. Pine. That was now done. We're obviously getting less and less section here. I've got tons of grilled potatoes. This is why I want these moving. I haven't got no space to actually move them. And I want all this moving as well. So we might even use this part up here for the housing. Because I've got 2 industrials and I don't want to, you know, bugger them up, if you like. But we are going to have to sort this. I've only got so long to sort this as well, which means I'm going to need the levies at 120, and I'm going to need a maybe a floodgate or something like that to solve this. Because I don't know whether this is going to release bad water. If it does, we're screwed because it'll just take out all our water here. It'll take out all of it. But if I can get this to 80.8, the water in the inside, the outside will stay, but the water here will go. That's the plan anyway. I didn't say it was a good plan, but that's the plan. How's he doing? He's only got this little section here to fill out. Once he's filled that section, I'm going to disable them because they can't do nothing for... we'll make sure they do replenish. In other words, once they cut them down, once they get cut them down, they'll go back out. And I can enable and disable that as and when. Water's going down. I've got nobody available to actually do anything. I think I've built everything, so I'm going to go back and... I've one that died of old age. I'm still cannot get more beavers into these. They're a bit stubborn. Come on, guys. Doody hubba hubbas. Get yourself going. I want you to get yourself in here as well. I won't need any berries either. Well, we've only got that section to do, and then we've only got this section to do. Obviously, he's got a lot more to do. He's only got 3 left. He's doing quite well, actually. Plant trees. So I'll do this section now. Do this 4. Hopefully, they'll be slightly behind each other. So this is at 2%. This is at 12%. You see the difference between the two. So that way I'll have that section. Hopefully they'll cut that section down. Then they'll be able to cut. I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need a lot more, obviously, to cut the two, because this is a big section. I'm also gonna need, if I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna need to get down here, which means something like this, and then do that. But I still need. I just don't have the sign points because I don't have the this. I don't have the beavers at the moment. That's the problem. Campfire's going on. Not that many of that left. How we've got? We're almost out of. I don't think he can reach. No, he can't. Did I do cut that? No, I forgot to cut that. Cut that. He can. Yeah, he can get that. Then there's only these 5 to get, and then that's it. Then this section's free. Then the option would be to. I'm still in Minarin, but this is where the thing is, though. So it might be worth to start putting the housing in the back. That can go. Don't want that one. So that's got 1 back. Yeah, I need to make sure that they're completely full. There we go. I think that this is it. I think the is. Did I put? No, there's only these 2, which you can reach. So once these are in, I can pause this because this is going to take. It's at 71%, like, but I think some of that's the original, and then. Well, in fact, actually, no, he can't reach it. I thought he might be able to reach it, but no, he can't reach it because there's no path between the 2, is there? Because I cut it off. I was trying to imagine this was halfway. So that one's done. I don't want to put anything near this. The next problem is getting something in these. Right. I just don't have the beavers to actually. I'm trying to get more beavers in, but this is a it's a really losing battle for some unknown reason. This may be the problem. Let's just reduce the. They may sleep. You see, basic needs sleep. If I'm pushing them on the sleep, I might not get this. I might not get these filled, which is obviously an issue. So I'll reduce the thing. They'll be able to sleep now. They're not complaining, but it might spur them on to, you know. We've got the teeth grinder. I'm fluctuating between 8 and 7 here. 300 in. I think that's about it. Can't see any more. Right, that can go. Or that can pause at least. Plant trees. I'll plant that one. Have you planted all your trees? You have, so you can pause. That's going to give this back, which means now I can enable this again. But I don't really need these. So there's the section I've given myself. I don't want to get too close. Obviously, this needs to move. This is probably going to be the first one to be redesigned. But right, I'm getting science points. Good. They've got another one in there. I'm only just barely over the 12. this is the problem. I'd definitely like to get another one of these in here. What else can I disable? I can't really disable any of that because I want that going. Let's get more water. Let's get them to build this. And then that way I can disable the builders for now. Ugh. We're not doing too bad there. This isn't... I'm not going to be using any more than that. Logs are about full, which is a problem. But I'll tell her what I'll do though. I'm going to put some storage up here. Primarily because it's close to this, which will probably need logs anyway. And then we'll get this built before I disable this. Because I can't... I've got no more room. I'm running out of room for them to cut this. They can have it in there, like here, but they can't. If this is full, they won't cut anything. So I'm wasting a beaver. And I don't want to be wasting a beaver. There we go. Another one was born. And yeah, so it's definitely this bad water source, 3 days. Oh, that's fine. Don't care about that. I've still got to get this. I've got 28 in science points. So the science points is coming up. I'll build, because that's still running. I'll build this here. I want to get this sorted. There's no point with the dam. I need 120 for the levy, and I need so I need about 270. This was not fully my idea. I've only ever seen somebody try this, so I don't know whether it works. It may work, it may not work. I forgot to select them. I'll get used to doing the water things eventually. You know, the paste and copy and the duplicate. But it's so nice to have. I wanted to get all this water in because so I know I've got enough. I mean, I've only got 15. 15 beavers would be less than 100, but you can never have enough water. See, now they're starting to cut. He's starting to cut this down because he's got space to put it in, so that's a good thing. This 90-something%, so that'll start cutting that, and he'll replenish this. I don't know whether I've got any more room. I'll find out eventually when I've got vacancies, and when this water's full and this is full, I could always turn this off. Now I could go to put it in to get in more food, but I'd really like to move, and I'm saying I'd like to move it. In fact, it might actually pay more dividends to... Let's do another chunk of this out of the way. How high would I need to get? Probably there. I was thinking of putting the storage... Well, in fact, actually... I'm not even... No, I'm going to cancel that. So I'm trying to keep... It would be better if I started using this geometry here. Bearing in mind, I can't get much into this. This would be down. That would be no good. I'd still have to have 2 there. Then I'd have to have this. I know it's terrible, but it's sort of... This is all the bad bit anyway. So if I do that, I'm sort of using less. Because I think I'll put the storage up here, because it makes sense, because it's very close to here, and then they don't have to go all the way around. Right then, where else do we want everything else? We're on 70 summit. This is going quite well. I might actually enable the other two. I've got this going, yes, I've still got this going. I've got no vacancies, but I've still got 4 beds. I'm going to keep the idea of the 4 beds. And I'm going to move this... Where am I going to move it? I don't want to be... It would be best... I want them in line. Because I want to try and get the roof in. Just a couple of these would be quite nice. This say here. No, I don't want to go too far in, because I might want to have I'm gonna pause that. Bearing in mind I'm moving them, so this will come back to me. Come back to me now. Yeah. Let's not go with that word. I've got no planks as well, so I've run out of planks. So I'm gonna have to enable. Gonna have to do. I'm gonna wait. I'd rather get these built. Get some beavers in. I've got enough food now to justify just getting all this in before I turn things off. Can't get this built because I need... It's like you need one because you need the other, and then you need the other because you need that one. We haven't got that many left. There's only a couple of... As we can see, there's only a couple left, I think. And then that's all done. We're still cutting, so this is good. He's disabled himself. I need to make sure that he is not disabled because he needs to replenish this trees plant. I don't think he can. Oh, yes, he can. I'll stand corrected. He can replenish. I think because they were from the original things that were down. Right. What I'll do is I'll end up turning this off. They should have gone into here. Although that's where they are going. Just let's get that going. They can take the wood from here, you see. We've got 7. See, now they're starting to do their bits. Housing here. I think I can only get 1 more, but that's good. Oh no, can't get that. Why can't I get that then? What the hell's that? Oh, there's a log here. Ah, well that's a pain. I didn't even see that was a log. Wood. I'll have to shove a lumberjack in there to get the, to pick this wood up. Go on. It's free anyway, so it's not going to cost me anything. I want to enable these first before, obviously, that one. I mean, that one can obviously go, and that's going to give me 9 back. I think it costs me. I think it costs 12 to build. Yeah, it costs 12 to build, but you know what they say. It is what it is. He'll pick this up, and that'll give me another room, and then I should theoretically, if I can work it out. There we go. Empty that. Unfortunately, that's not cost me anything to do. the roof doesn't cost me now, you see, so I get like a couple. So I can get one on here as well. That's getting built, that's getting built, so that one can go. And let's that one. Get that one back. So we're gonna start to getting a lot of logs into this now. I've got 15. I wonder if I can enable this now. Not fully. But I could turn off the water. I've got 120 something, so what can I enable? I think I needed 120 there. If I do this, how do I do this? How would I do the best? The levies need to be. Maybe something like that. It's going to be costly. And I should be able to get to it. But I've got 300 in that anyway. And this is obviously starting to... the thing is not, but I should have had more plant trees. I should have had some more oaks coming in. Another section of 4. Right, that'll do. And then the last section of 4. So I've got this section. This is at 15%. This is at 20-something%. Because I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough to cut this down all at once. You see. There's method in the madness, is what they say. I've got 4 free beds. I can put another housing complex up there. Are we running? Yes, we are running. So this is good because now I can run this, which means this is going to get built. As you can see here, they can reach this now. I'm going to just leave this to get built. This should get built. You've got to keep an eye on the old in here. Sorry about the slowness of this going, but we need to. Can I get another one? Yes. And can I get another one? Yes, I can. So building's going to go quite well because I can get this going. I'm going to have to be careful on the old wood like. These are going to come in first. And this is going to come in. Yeah, by reducing the sleep, putting the sleep pattern back down to. I need to know how many of these are empty. That's not empty. Got to keep an eye. This will just rocket. It'll just rocket like a. I don't mind it going. Oh, right. So now this is gone. No more wood up there. So my wood pile up the top is gone. That's giving me the beaver back. Obviously, I've still got 4 here. And I want to get this built, so this is quite as expensive. And I've still got these 2 in. I've got none in here, so that's fine. It's coming together. Water's okay. A drought approaching, that's fine. That's 3 days. I can handle that one. I've got at least possibly 1 more cycle to 2 yet before the bad water comes in. I can. There we go. So I've got 6 free beds. I can pause that one and pause that one. That'll go down to no free beds. because they're all up here, which is where I'm, like I said, where I'm planning on having them. And I'll get these back. That gives me more logs. How are we doing with this? We've built one. We've still got the other, and then we need. It's quite an expensive. It's quite an expensive thing to build this, but it's going to be worth it. I don't want them to have to go too far, as well. I mean, this space is not... Obviously, I can get the mine in here. And we have got this, though. That's quite interesting. We have to go to enable this because there's no other place to get ourselves, you know, like water. So we have to, you know, irrigate more land. And these, I think, are the only things that we can irrigate them with. And that'll be one of these, I would have thought. Well, obviously, we can get power from the geo, so that's another thing. I'm just desperately worried about this here. I've got... Yeah, I'm going to need just logs and things for that. But I need 150, and then that will solve that problem. I only need a bit more. I've got quite a lot in here for obvious reasons. There are... I think there's only 3 free beds still. If I put another housing one on here... Just pause that. How many... I don't want too many. I need roof. There, you see, the roof terrace. That's one there. That'll be one there. You get one there, and you get one there. Oh, that's fine. So I could terrace a couple of these. But I'm going to have to get them up there. That's the problem. I will enable that one. That means I'd have to plank right the way through. Or... Here's another terrible way of doing it, but it would save... no, that's not going to be... That's going to be annoying. I'm going to be alright with that one. And I'd be alright with that one. Oh, no, I wouldn't be alright with that one. Look at that. It's right over the house. I was just thinking if I did that, it's right here. So what I could do is would just do like a... To get over so they can walk, then do a ladder. It's not... For now, it's cheap. I just want to get one going. Again, this is not going to be permanent, but it's just a way to get some roof, you know, roof. I wonder if I can get another one in there, actually. I might have done it quite well. Yeah, getting another one in there. I may want to access this area, but I buggered that up. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. I can always rip one out. But that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7. That's 7 houses. And I've only got a couple left here to get rid of. So that's perfectly fine. Right, let's come on. Come on. Wash yourself down here and get them to build. I'm keeping an eye. I've only got 2. See what I mean? Where now we're surging with the... I'm going to have to be careful because we're surging with... I'll take these 2. They're going to complain there's no beds, I think. For homeless. But obviously these will take up this. Right, how are we doing with this? We're doing okay. It's going to take a while to get there. Oh, we got all 4 going. This is brilliant. Now I've got the 4 going. This is what I was wanting. And I've still got that going. I've just hit a bit of a decent milestone there. It's taken me this long to be able to get this functional and how I wanted it. But we've still got a lot of. He's almost done now. Plant trees. No, I'll wait till he's planted all that, and then that way. Obviously, this section can be ripped out. Right, there's. We don't need berries. In fact, I don't even need that much berries. I'm going to get rid of this lot as well. I don't want any berries left on my map. Like I said, I wish you could just say which foods you want him to eat first. That'd be so nice, because then I could just say, right, I could keep these going and just say, eat the berries, and then that would be it. But they don't have anything. There's nothing on the game that allows you to do that. We are getting the end of this episode, so we might just leave it here, because I'm trying to keep them in with this. You know what I'm like? I get so engrossed in this, I just lose everything. I want them to build these. So let's get this built. Obviously, I need all this built. They're not sleeping at the moment, so we'll let them get through to the day to open up. Because we're only on 56 minutes so far. Like I said, you know what I'm like with this game. I bloody love it. I'm gonna have to enable water again. Because there's more, obviously they're taking more. I want them here as well. Now, what I really want to do is eventually maybe get them some in here and then take off this. But by that time, I probably don't need it anyway. Right, so I've got the storage. So let's concentrate on, while we're waiting for this to be built. Is it better this way? How many can I get in? I can only get 3 in that way. Pause that, sorry. 1, 2, and... I can only get 3 in that way, but if I send them to the back, if I turn them round, then I can put another section at the back. Well, if I did it, line it up, like, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And just pause this. Because what I'll do is I'll build them, move this section here. This will open up this for food. And then, you know, like, I can get some more potatoes in there. Potatoes are really important in this. And I could also get some more sunflowers if I really want. I want to get these to 3. These need to be at 3. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Now, I've got some more free beds, but I just don't have the stacking capability of it at this precise moment. I've got rid of these. Let's just... And then that's it. I'm not going to do anything else, because you know what I'm like. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this, I should say. We will see you in the next Timberborn experimental on Oasis, where, you know, we do more. Don't forget, there's a lot more to learn on this. Then we can, when we're doing other series, we can push this forward. But we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.